Everybody, we're going to go ahead and get started here. The first map is going to be Coastline, Iron Mountain versus the 5 Chode Chads. Start of the ban phase. 5 Chode Chads is up for the ban. Wow, that's a good night in chat already and no one's even died. Maverick is going to be our first ban from the 5 Chode Chads. Maverick is an extremely good operator when it comes to the CCTV cache wall, can also be useful for getting into dirt. A pretty good ban on Clubhouse in all respects. Montaigne ban from Iron Mountain. This basically means that they are denying use of free information with the Montaigne. Montaigne's incredibly hard to get rid of when you're dealing, unless you're dealing with traps like Legion and Capcan. Montaigne is very good. It almost can be acted as a human drone in some cases, so very useful. Very good pick from them. Again, from Iron Mountain, we have Echo being banned. Echo plays an extremely important role when it comes to post-plant or getting to the post-plant. He can stop the plant from even going down, causing disruptions, can disrupt plays and things like that. So Echo is an extremely powerful operator, also has that ACOG on his MP5 SD, which can be quite nasty. And Cade with the final ban. This basically forces them to play close to the wall when it comes to CCTV cache or church wall, if they're going to be playing that. Very important ban. They can't play from far away, so having Bandit play close by means that they can get rid of them with fire in some cases from Capitao or things like that. We have our pick phase here. Some very good picks on both sides. It looks like we're bringing Hanabana and Thatcher. Thatcher's still on the board for this. Means that it's going to make it a lot harder for the Bandit playing. I'm going to be guessing that they're going to be playing CCTV as their first objective. It looks like that is the case. We have Hippie switching from Valkyrie to a Valkyrie. Trying to throw off the enemy team, it looks like. Alright, and forgive me, I've never used the spectator before, so it takes me a little bit here to get used to. Oh, shoot. Activate this option to navigate inside camera groups with the observation. Yeah, that's what I want. So how do I select different people? I'm very confused. Oh, okay, got it. How do I go into their menu? Trying to see. Alright, it looks like they've got bottom garage reinforced. How do I change floors? I'm gonna need to look up a full list of my spectator controls here. Spectator cameras, here we go. Zoom in is page up and down. Move up a floor. Okay. Move down a floor. Toggle follow player. Follow selected player. Toggle move C. Okay. That makes more sense. So follow player. C. Alright, we're gonna follow in Alex Coda here. It looks like he's covering the catwalk, which is an extremely important objective for them to play. You can cover a lot of things on catwalk. Hammy gets the kill on Dom. Following Aaron into the cache. They have the wall open, which means that they can set up their default plant behind the server It looks like we have Sin up here from IN on the mountain, going to be covering CCTV here. This window isn't a pretty good place to play, especially if they have a bandit still on the floor. 2 players left on IM. It looks like Sin gets taken out by Fish. Fish is covering the cash. Is covering cash into construction. Looking for that last plant. Alex Code is our last player on Iron Mountain. Looks like he's still on the rappel outside of the breach. Holding red. Bandit's still playing an extremely important role if Coda wants to take the site. He sees Bandit through. Hammy about half HP with Fish just hanging on by a thread. Doesn't look like they're sure where he is. Coda looks like he's setting up for that attack. It looks like the 5 Chode Chads take the first round. Jack coming in with the kill. Ah, Bandit coming in with the kill. Very good. We move on to round 2. I like this a lot. Quite interesting. All right, everybody, let's get back into this. We are going to go ahead and take this from the 1 round perspective, with the round going to 5 Chode Chads. All right, I'm going to give this a try on that Xbox controller and see how it works. I've got this thing nice and handy. I wondered if I could chat with them as the all-powerful god. But let's go ahead and get started here. I'm pretty excited. This is fun. I'm having a good time with this. A lot of fun. Any 6 picks? Oh. All right. 6 picking from the sledge to the buck. I like that. Kind of makes it so they could open up floors from underneath if needed, which sledge cannot do. Okay, there's floors. Okay. How do I... Okay. How do I switch players? Okay. Now it's not letting me switch. Okay. Oh, okay. Got it. And then I can go back to bird's eye view. Oh, ooh. Like this a lot. Okay. Alright, we've got most people spawning over here on the warehouse. We're gonna go ahead and follow Coda here. Following him in for the attack, it looks like they're going to be entering from the main lobby. Very interesting pick. Jackson will be joining in. Following Justin here, it looks like he is going to be listening to the calls from Jack. Also droning. Fiber's entering in through the storage room, going into lounge. Be peeking into the stairs. Looks like we're just waiting for Don to go ahead and follow in. Don is making his way over to the kitchen. He's going to be droning it out first to make sure that it's not occupied by any of the enemy attacking team, which it doesn't look like it is. Switching over to the other team, it looks like most people are sitting on site for now. Hippie has pinged Don, and somebody is ripping a nitrocell. He's trying to take out the hatch here. It's going to be the objective of the attackers on Iron Mountain. Fiber surveying the room above. And it looks like that nitrocell is going to connect on Fiber, taking out the Thatcher, which is going to take care of going to leave the walls in church covered with those blitz. Bandit charges. Sorry. Switching on over to our attacking team, it looks like Coda is opening up the ground for some vertical play into the storage room here. Sophia is well equipped to do most things except hard destruction, which makes her an extremely versatile operator. See what Dantani's up to. Looks like he's running the site down at the bottom. Taken out there. Sin is also dropping. Don looked like he's covering from up top. Fish looks like he's holding the armory room from the storage containers back here, next to the dummies. So it looks like they've got a hole into the church wall. Very interesting play there. I think Jack actually might have opened that up. That's a pick onto the bandit. That means that any sort of Fish, beautiful impact trick onto the hatch, covering everything for armory. Fish picked out by the attackers outside of church wall. 10 seconds left on the map. It looks like they're going to be forcing the plant into church. Envious is planting the diffuser down, being covered by most of the other attackers. It's just Aaron left. Aaron stops the diffuse for the 5-choke Chads. What a clutch from Aaron. Extremely well played, going in for the knife. Doesn't look like it picked up on my round differential, so it's going to take them to the first round. Okay, it looks like we're going to resolve it that way. We did have a match where they won, and I set it up in the settings, but for some reason it didn't take, so. Alright, looks like we're going to be defending Gym Bedroom right now. We have Cammy opening the wall so that the sound goes properly for Aaron when he's going to be, looks like he's going to be bandit tricking that. Sin is running the site. Zephyr is opening up the entire wall to Jim. This is going to make sure that any operators that are on the other side trying to plant are going to be seen by the defending team if they are in Master Bedroom, and vice versa if they end up playing in Gym. Usually it goes the other way around though. Looks like Zephyr is defending all the way back by CCTV, which is an extremely long hold for the entire top floor, but extremely necessary as well, because CCTV and going through construction provides a lot of ground to cover for the attacking team, and a lot to hold for them. So, speaking of the attacking team, looks like Jack is on the rafters, waiting for maybe a spawn peek or something like that. We have him dropping the diffuser and picking it back up. Looks like he's dropping it for a teammate. We're gonna switch on over to Tex and see what he's doing. Looks like he's getting up on the roof to maybe open the hatch or help get the jacuzzi wall open, which might be the plan for this attacking. That would be the default setup. Since covering the CCTV window, again, a very important window to cover. You can cover from this spot the entire hallway and any runouts that might happen in this area. Jack's going to be opening up the castle barricades to get into sight. This is going to make sure that they can hop in with ease. But also with some breaching charges while he's at it. Fish is waiting in CCTV, waiting for an attack from the enemy team. Doesn't look like they made any push yet, and this may be a spot that Fish has to fall back from eventually. We find ourselves watching Zephyr, who is holding construction. This is an extremely good hold. This way, if Fish was to fall from the CCTV side, he would be the next round of defense for the enemy team. It looks like Don and Tex are going to be working on getting the CCTV wall open, not knowing that they took down the bandit. Looks like maybe that call went out. Don is going to be opening up, I'm sorry, the jacuzzi wall with success. It's extremely hard to play from Jacuzzi immediately after opening it, because most of the time the the defenders are going to be defending it either from the stairs or office drop. So it looks like that is the case here. So Don's going to drone out the site and see what they have to work with. Moving over to the defending team, like I said, it does seem that they're covering it from the stairs. He's going to get droned out. Ozzy's going to pick that up. Textural Fiber getting some shots down on Hammy, but it looks like Tex took more of the damage in this case. The attacking team looks like they're getting rid of the diffuser. Getting set up. With 3 people left on the board, Fish still in CCTV. He's going to have to move around to site or make a peek to be able to actually move back to site. It looks like Jack is going to be holding from CCTV into construction. This is going to make it extremely hard for Fish to rotate around. And there's just 1 player left. Fish is the last one on the board. There are 3 people covering it. It doesn't look like he's able to pull off that clutch. The attackers take their first round in round 2. Alrighty, in this round, it's going to be a little bit weird. Since they had already won a CCTV, they're just going to hand it to them. We're basically going to have team kills, spawn kills, whatever. We're just going to hand this round to them. Make sure that our point differential is properly set. Fish onto the Clash, and Dawn onto the Amaru. Looks like we're going to have some memes today.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Following Sweet Zephyr here, it looks like they're just going to do some meme strats here. There you go. Most of our attacking friends are... if we can find out where they're spawning. Setting up for our Lord and Savior, Tachanka. Taking down the garage wall. The pure meme here. Follow Alex Coda in. It's going to be running into the site looking interesting. Not sure exactly what's happening here. He's going to be taken out by a knife. Tachanka in his very, very beautiful pink costume going to be running outside around the enemy team to take out the attackers. Looks like 1 attacker has fallen into garage. That's a flawless round from 5 Show Chads. All right, so the Chads are taking a 2-1 lead right now, but it looks like Iron Mountain is close behind, with just 1 point behind to catch things up. Looks like we're going to be taking things back down to the basement to church arsenal room on our 3rd round. Last time they left one of the walls open in church, which led to a very well executed plant, but was clutched out by Aaron in the very last seconds when they were failed to cover him in the plant spot. So, are they going to make the same mistake on the defense side, and are the attackers going to let Aaron sneak another knife into the chest of our planter?
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Alright, looks like they are going to be covering the church wall as much as possible. We had Poles heading upstairs to get the hatches. Those hatches are very important and need to be well played, especially the kitchen hatch, which is immediately on Arsenal. Very complicated to follow. We'll be following Zephyr upstairs. Zephyr's going to be getting the hatch on blue. This could also be an extremely important hatch, especially with a well-coordinated top take from the attacking team. This is important so somebody can play in blue and defend the service. Alright, we're following in Sin on our attacking team. It looks like Don is spawning construction to be able to maybe take down dirt, but potentially go for the kitchen hatch. It looks like Don is heading for dirt. Maybe now the end is opening dirt. Looks like this might be a dirt take, which would be a very interesting take. Hippie is taking in as he hears Don put down the breaching charge. Hippie's falling back and Aaron is covering. Don's putting a claymore outside of it and might be starting to drone. Let's see what the rest of the team is up to. Coda going to take the top floor from the kitchen. Again, the kitchen hatch is extremely important and something that needs to be taken to be able to open that hatch on the arsenal, which opens up so much vertical play to be able to cover the planter. He sees the pulse. Gets a handful of shots on him. IQ scanner can track pulse when he is using his. This makes it extremely easy for her to shoot through the floor as long as she can get through the bars. Fish is covering that kitchen hatch, waiting for somebody to try to put down a plant. He's going to try to impact trick it. And Aaron is still holding the dirt. Zephy is playing over here in blue. This is an extremely important spot to hold. That's why he has two ADS. Jaeger's ADS is watching himself there. Those service stairs are some of the most important things to hold there. And they're very important. Looks like the attacking team has opened up Moto, which is also an important hatch, but not nearly as important as the arsenal. This hatch leads you directly into the church, which you can plant in, and the default plant would be immediately behind the vending machine that's there. Usually you take a lot of utility for anybody who might be covering this, and it looks like we might have Hammy here covering the church drop. Hippie is also playing directly up against the wall. Here with his pulse scanner. He sees that they are right outside their doors or wall. Breaking open the wall, Hippie's caught in a bad situation. It looks like Don's got that open, and he's going to be peeking in. Don peeks in at an angle. And the Nitro Cell takes out two. Great clutch there. Coda opens up the main lobby and gets a pick for that refrag. Unfortunately, with that, they're going to have to refrag two different people. Nivu is holding the church wall. He's planting the diffuser. What are the attacking team going to be able to do? It looks like he's stuck rotating from blue. Last defender, Aaron, left on the board. Still in armory. Unfortunately, he's going to have to move all the way around to one of the rotates, which are being covered by one of the attackers. One attacker for one rotate. Aaron is left in an extremely poor situation. Looks like he's getting a bit chunked up here and a little bit there. Trying to use the SMG-11 in the best way possible. Putting out the smoke charges, see if they can help him in this situation. It doesn't look like they connect. But he's able to land a shot onto Alex Coda. But unfortunately unable to take the rest of the two attackers. And the attackers win their second time going to basement. Puts us up to a 2-2. Aaron's been doing a very good job in these clutch situations. Unfortunately, just in this one, he wasn't able to make the picks. They had every single rotate covered, which makes it extremely hard to actually push into the site. No 6 picks on the board. Fantastic. Oh, here we go. We have Callie being 6 picked onto the Thatcher. And Vigil to the Legion. Legion is an extremely powerful operator in a way that Vigil is not. Legion is great for setting up a site while... Or, I'm sorry, Legion is great for setting up a site while Vigil is not.
Defenders, protect your bombs from
All right, heading down to the defense. It looks like we are going to be defending Church again. Oh, since they did not win it last time, they are able to go back here. That's correct. All right, looks like a very similar hold. The pulse heading upstairs. Or, I'm sorry. Find out I'm sorry, it looks like the Legion heading upstairs. They don't have a Pulse on the board this time. Pulse ended up being kind of a detriment since IQ was able to scan her. Didn't get a lot of utility out of that, so I'm sure they swapped off to someone who they could get off. Or a little bit more power to their operators. Hippie covering the kitchen. He actually might be playing upstairs in this instance. Nope, looks like he's heading back downstairs. Leaving those bandit charges on Church wall. Unfortunately, it's an extremely hard wall to bandit trick, so he's not going to be able to use those in that sense. They're going to have to do their best to keep the people off the wall in the first place. Looks like our attackers have begun their descent. They're going to be opening up dirt again, which forces Hippie and Aaron to use their utility over here and be able to defend just in case they do end up running down that dirt tunnel. Just on the roof. Looks like they might be doing from a top-down take. They might be considering someone being on the top floor and doing a perfect roam clear here. Jack moving into kitchen, seeing if he can scan that pulse again. And since there's no pulse on the board, he's not going to be able to find anything. Tex looks like he's droning around, making sure that they, again, clearing that top floor. It's very common for somebody to be playing on the top floor, covering kitchen from a hole, playing in vertical. So that makes it so that it's extremely difficult to get that kitchen wall or that kitchen hatch open. Taking a look at our defenders, looks like they're just dilly-dallying downstairs, waiting for the attackers to make their move. Not playing too aggressive. Zephyr covering that blue room. Again, very important if they decide to come from service. Also can cover Moto and Church from back here. If they drop that hatch, Zephyr will be the one to notice. Aaron's still covering the dirt run-in. It doesn't look like Iron Mountain has capitalized on the dirt run-in yet, but they do like to cover it just in case. They are bringing 2 hard breachers, which lets them open up a couple extra areas of attack just to rotate and flank around if needed. Alex Coda slowly making his way down the main stairs here. If this can be pulled off, it's an extremely important place to hold. He's going to spot a lot of those Legion tracks that have been put there. Takes out a good majority of them, but they may know he's here now. Breaks it open. He can hold he can hold essentially 2 rotates right here to the doors and the rotate that they might have going into the church. Defenders are sweating a little bit more here as the attackers begin to make their descent. Although there's only 30 seconds left on the board, they're going to have to take it extremely slow. Aaron sets up with the smokes, trying to make sure that they cannot get that plant down in this last amount of time. Fish covering the hallway as Aaron smokes the Moto hatch, letting them so they cannot drop without taking a little bit of damage from him. Novus coming through with a couple kills. It looks like Aaron is taken out, and the 5 Chode Chads are able to take their round, putting us up to a 2-3 in the chat. As we head into round 6, this is our last round with the Chads defending, taking us back to the CCTV cash hold. Iron Mountain has been playing a 2 hard breach attack, which is very interesting in this case because normally you would just bring 1 hard breacher and then do a lot of soft destruction to go along with it, but they want to make doubly sure that their hard breacher is not taken off the board so they can still open up a lot of sight lines into the defending side. Very good play. We got Textural Fiber playing the Thatcher, which makes it so that they can open up anything and stop any hard breach denial, which it looks like we have with Bandit in this case. Aaron seems to be the SAS operators of Beauty and Smoke. Very good picks from him. And again, we're looking at a very long setup here. Most of the top floor, not gym bedroom, obviously in this case, they're going to be covering construction. Construction again is it's a secondary take usually for the attacking team. In this case, don't get that wall open, they'll either have to take from red, garage, or construction. Construction being the easiest one because it's on a horizontal basis. Pretty heavy hold on garage here. Our attacking team is spawning in. It looks like Sin and Coda are spawning outside our main gate. Not a lot of roaming going on here, so it doesn't seem like there's too much that they have to do to clear. What's going to be interesting, though, is how we're going to be getting the CCTV wall open and the dynamic that'll happen from there. Don places his claymore right outside the garage to make sure that they don't get any ideas about running out without the attacking team knowing. Nuvis looks like he's getting set up on the garage. He's going to be taking out the top here. Get some plays. Open this up and get a sight line. I think that's what he's trying to do. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to help them, but I'm sure that they have a plan here. Jack's going to be joining the garage. On our defending team, it looks like we have Zephyr holding from the catwalks. Zephyr's job is to make sure that they aren't able to take catwalks because that would give them a lot of give the attackers a lot of room to wiggle. He's got a nice ADS sitting right there and bunches of barbed wire to slow down any attackers that decide to push him. Ham is bandit tricking on the CCTV wall. This is one of the most important walls that you want to bandit trick. Looks like he's going to be stunned by Zofia a handful of times, but still able to take out the first thermite. Thermite's waiting for that bandit to be off the wall. They've already wasted a lot of utility trying to clear him off, and he still is very much alive. Sin's droning beneath to be able to potentially keep the wall, open up the bottom floor to allow Don to plant on that wall. Looks like somebody's playing on top of red, keeping him from doing exactly what he wants to do. We also have somebody in lounge. Hippie playing in lounge, that's going to stop the Zofia as well. This is a extremely useful hold, especially if they're going to be pushing. It's a drone going through. It looks like Hippie's been spotted. He's going to be bailing out of the main. Looks like they were able to get the wall open in the amount of time that I was not watching them. Hammy has fallen back into the cache, and it looks like Don is holding from outside. He's going to be holding that rotate for through the catwalk. Very important rotate for him to get back on site if need be. This makes it so Don has coverage of most of the site, and as long as they can take out the dock that's still on the catwalks, Alex Coda here pushing the CCTV, able to make a good pick on to Fish Colt. They were able to get a refrag, but Coda's on a double kill. He's holding from construction. Again, the secondary take, a good flank from him. With 9 seconds on the board, it looks like Don's going to be planting the diffuser. There's only one left, and he's on the catwalks. Can they stop him? They can indeed. Attackers win round 6 and brings it to a 3-3. Very good takes and holds from both sides, but now we are going to be switching, so the Iron Mountain is going to be defending. Taking us to Church and Arsenal first. Not a surprise, a very good site. We see a lot of CCTV. We see very little bar stock, and almost never do we see... never do we see bar stock, but we see a lot of CCTV and church holds. Sometimes, Jim, that seems to be the tertiary site of choice for most teams. Alex Coda switching over to the Mozzie. Mozzie's going to be very good for denying intel onto the site, especially picking up a drone and maybe reversing that intel to make it for himself. Looks like a pretty basic setup on the basement. We've got Justin just standing there. He might be AFK right now. Again, a pretty basic setup. It looks like Sin's going to get dirt. We have textural fiber heading upstairs to be able to go and get those hatches. Very important plays. Don setting up to defend if the moto hatch is popped, which it most likely will be during the round. The very important hatch and the easiest one to get. Looks like we have Coda's going to be playing down blue. Again, a very important hold if they decide to go through service. And let's check on our attacking team. Looks like they are going to be entering in through the warehouse, a very common spawn point. This one you would do for CCTV, also church. It gives you a lot of really good areas. Again, not very much spawn peeking or roaming around. I don't see too much from the defending side. Looks like they made their way into the study here. I'm sorry, into storage. Aaron, again, heading for that kitchen hatch, a very important hatch to take. Might actually also open up a spot in dirt so that they might be able to rotate around there when the defenders are least expecting it. You might want to drone that first. Sin holding upstairs. It looks like we've got a pretty decent roam. He's holding on the top floor, so he's going to be watching the cams and see what he can find out about the push from the attackers. If they are to make any moves, he'll know about it. Doesn't look like we have anybody pushing him at the moment. We do have Fish holding an angle here. Let's see what he's looking at. Looks like he's holding the kitchen angle so that if anybody was to rotate from the main stairs to try to go to kitchen, they would not be able to with his watchful eye. Doesn't look like they know that Sin is upstairs. That's a very, very, very dangerous hold that he's making. Sin is going to bite them in the ass if they do not fix that soon. Justin holding into blue. This holds the angle for oil. So if any, it looks like Alex Coda has moved to the main stairs on the top floor. So he is holding the blue rotation. This makes sure that they cannot push into church just randomly from the rotate that the defenders had made. Hammy has been picked off. It looks like they've moved into dirt. Defending team is aware of it. Fiber is holding the dirt door once they do decide to make a push here. Zephyr leading the charge. That's the second pick onto Hippie. Looks like Sin has gone down, and Alex Coda is going to be holding in Sin's place. Just one left, and that's going to be Zephyr. Zephyr's downstairs in that dirt rotation. Looks like he's made his way to Armory, and maybe they don't know exactly where he is. But he also doesn't seem to know where the defenders are. Making peeks around corners. He's going for that defuse, and that Legion's going to be giving him away. But the Doc doesn't know. Neither does Jack. Zephyr's put it down to a 1v1 with a double kill. He's going to be pulling that Legion and trying to get a plant done, but he may not have enough time. He gets it just in time. Does Don know where he's planting? It doesn't look like it, but he's going to find him in time and win Iron Mountain the round, giving them the first lead in a 4-3. All right, looks like we're going to be holding cache CCTV, which is, again, usually one of the first sites that people go to. It's usually a toss-up between church and cache. It looks like in this case they've decided to take cache second. Pretty standard setup from the defending side. Doesn't look like they're going to spend too much time trying to hold construction and leaving that open for the attackers to take if they so choose. Jack is going to be downstairs. Oh no, it looks like he's still in lower construction. He hasn't dropped to oil yet. Be a very interesting hold from him. Don is setting up with the wall. Going to be Bandit Trigger, doing what he does best. Hippie spawning into the main lobby, and it looks like everybody else is probably spawning warehouse. We've got Zephyr on the Thatcher this time, and Aaron with... I'm sorry, Zephyr was on the Thatcher last time as well. Aaron with Breacher. Sin's going to be running around in Lounge, trying to stop anybody from taking red stairs. Playing Pop in Garage. Lounge is an extremely good push, especially if the attempts from the Thatcher do not work out. You can always open the floor beneath if you have the utility to do so, which they do in Hammy on the Buck. Jack is going to be running around in the lower reaches of the map as well. Heading downstairs, Sin is covering the main lobby door as he sees it open just as he passes through. We've got Textual Fiber upstairs as well, trying to hold all the way in master bedroom. A very sneaky play with very little setup. But Legion is a very versatile operator that can hold just by himself. Hammy is going to be picked off by Sin in a very good push. It looks like we are also going to have him take out Fish Colt, who tries to go in for the refrag. That's a double kill for Sin. Very good holds from the roamers here on the side of Iron Mountain. A lot different play style when it comes to the two teams in their defending styles. Boda's holding Oil Pit, waiting for somebody to drop potentially from lower garage. We also have Justin holding up here on the catwalk. Again, a very important position to hold, but it doesn't look like he's had too much trouble yet. Zephyr's going to find himself in stock, seeing if he can get a sneaky pick on anybody rotating through. But unfortunately, it's time to get that wall open, and they're going to be doing their best to do so. Aaron is making his way over to the other side, trying to maybe break into construction. It's going to be a very interesting take, and might catch Textual Fiber off guard. Looks like Alex is going to be setting up to help him. And Textual Fiber is going to be caught in a very precarious situation with pushing. Looks like Fiber was taken out with Alex Coda falling back. But still holding. Holding as best he can. It looks like Justin was able to give him a hand there as the dock. We have Habana. Destruction. As Thermite rushes past, it looks like they're going to be trying to get Cash Wall open. Jack is still holding the door, though, which makes a very precarious situation. Not able to get two picks. Oh, and it looks like we've got Thatcher in a very precarious situation. Jack is able to effectively shut down the entire push. And all it takes is Dawn to take out that last minute. With a few taps from the MP7. Very good. Iron Mountain is climbing up with their defense. Taking it to a 3-5 right now. With a gym bedroom hold, it's a site that's a little harder to hold and more attacker favored in most cases. Can they hold it? We'll just have to see. Sin taking the Goyo, which is an interesting pick. Goyo allows the defenders to hold just a little bit longer by breaking those shields, but also can be used to deny resources. Can be a sponge for utility for the attacking team if they know that the Goyo shield is there. Textual swapping out from the Legion onto the Bandit. A very good pick to make sure that they don't get that jacuzzi wall open.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Very standard hold from our team here. Looks like they might be making their way into construction, but we're not entirely sure. Justin playing the Womai. Looks like they are going to be holding into construction. They just wanted to confirm with the rest of the team. A lot of these sites are not practiced for each team as it's just kind of a pickup game, so they might be putting things together as we speak. The Packers are going to be making their way in here shortly. Warehouse. Hippie on the G36 for Ash, which is a very interesting pick, but a very good one. Still a very solid weapon. It just happens to be that the R4C is the more favored pick for most players. Both have extremely high rates of fire and good damage, but the R4C is just faster and it's just some more maneuverable. Looks like we're still doing a little bit of setup on the site. Still 30 seconds to go. Not exactly sure how they're going to be holding it. Looks like they're making some calls here. This is a precarious situation because if they get that office hatch open, that spells bad news for both Alex Coda and Don. Looks like they're putting most of their efforts into getting this jacuzzi wall open. Bandit's playing back pretty far here. It doesn't look like he's going to be actually tricking it in any sense. And if he was, he's way too late for it. He's going to get fried by this thermite charge, and down, he's going to be picked off by the attacking team. A good kill from Fish. Peeking in. Looks like we've got somebody holding from the stairs. Does he notice them? He sees the arm. Might be able to get a couple picks there. Onto Don holding the stairs. It looks like Alex Coda is going to be covering our main site. There's so many people dedicated to the jacuzzi wall in this instance. It doesn't look like we have anybody spinning around. Just holding and droning from this specific spot. Hippie's going to be dropping from the office. This is going to be provide a very nice flank, and it might come as a surprise to the defenders. We have reached a bit of a standstill here. It looks like Hippie's going to be trying to get into that construction wall, which has been left soft for them. He's also holding that office run through. Jack covering him. Zephyr's holding CCTV, as this is where a good roam would be playing. Trying to pick up any attackers that were not paying attention from the outside, playing on the windows. Zephyr's doing a very good job holding this. And it looks like Novus is able to take out Hammy, which is the Ash. I'm sorry. Hippie's still playing in the office, but they're well aware that he's there. This is going to be very hard for him to break out of here without them knowing and taking a couple shots on him. He's going to drone and try to get as much information as he can, and it looks like Aaron dropped down with him to get this wall open. This is going to force Coda to be able to push out of the spot that he's playing. Leaving him in a very precarious situation, but he still might be able to make a pick from it. With the diffuser down and 15 seconds left to go, it's going to be very difficult for our attackers to be able to take the site. It looks like they're going to make one more pick onto Aaron. And Ellis to push. That's one more down, and they're not going to be able to take it. That's Iron Mountain on match point. 6-3. Looks like we'll be heading down to the Church Arsenal defense again, which they handled handedly. handled the last time. Iron Mountain doing very well in their defenses, with their attacks being a little more shaky. I think we can attest a lot of the value from the Iron Mountain defense to the Rome game that they bring. Something that the Chads did not bring in their defense, and unfortunately hurt them in some rounds. They were still able to get a lot of rounds on the defense, and Clubhouse tends to be a very balanced map as far as attacks and defense, but this game, it looks like they are having a very difficult time being able to push that.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Alright, looks like we have up, again, a very standard setup, not too different from what we normally see from attackers. Maybe a drone fell through the map. Nope, drone's on the second floor. Sin downstairs covering dirt. Again, dirt is still extremely important. If you don't play there, you don't end up playing there, and it's not. But sometimes a team does decide to make a push down from the dirt tunnel, which can provide a nice flank or a push onto site. There's a lot of cover there to play it from. I was going to be opening up a rotate here. Yeah, we're going to get right into the round. Alright, as our attackers spawn construction, it looks like they're going to be spending a lot of time trying to get dirt and kitchen open. It looks like that's the direction that they're going to be pushing. Sin is playing bar right now. He's going to be playing upstairs and takes up the drone. Aaron, holding outside, still going to be droning. Zephyr out here trying to get a sneaky pick onto the kitchen wall. It looks like Alex Coda is able to notice that and try to get the jump on him. Or at least spend a little bit of time giving him something to sweat about. Still trying to make that pick. He sees Alex Coda go into the bathroom, might be calling that out to his teammates, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Justin downstairs holding. Doesn't look like he hasn't made their way towards them yet. Find Ham droning upstairs. They know that some people are playing up here, so they're going to be trying to clear them out as best they can. We have Hippie in gym. Sin, just a room away in master bedroom. And unbeknownst to Hippie, he's very, very close. Sin holding that master bedroom very handedly. Looks like that drone just skipped by him. Maybe he didn't get shrouded. He's going to try to take the best advantage of this as he can. Oh, but they know. Taken out by the Zofia. Very good pick, and that'll be their roam clear. With 1:38 on the clock, they've got plenty of time to still push the site. Don searching through cams. And Aaron rotating around to the kitchen hatch. It's going to be very important for them to take. It'll be able to set them up in armory and get a nice line of sight. Fish is in kitchen. He's going to start opening up that line of sight. And it looks like Alex Coda is able to make a pick from the pool room here onto Zephyr, which has been their flank hold for most of this time. That's also their Thatcher, which makes it extremely difficult if they want to do a church wall take. Sledge is still playing upstairs and going to put a lot of pressure onto that Jaeger playing down in pool. But he's got a very good angle. He's able to make the pick and take down the Sledge. This takes all the pressure off of him as the attackers don't necessarily know where this guy's going to be. Again, the Zofia with a double kill. Looks like Hammy's going off on this. He's going to be able to pick up the Sledge with still 4 on the board. There's 3 people left. Downstairs with 30 seconds to go. Are they going to be able to make sure that the attackers are not able to get onto the site and make the plant? We'll see. They got the motor hatch open. Don's making a very good attempt at holding here. Using his toxic babes to the best of their effect late in the round when they're trying to get in for the plant. They're going to have to run through those and run through those quick. It looks like Hammy was able to make a triple kill. And they're going to be getting church wall open with 4 seconds left on the board. Are they going to be able to get the plant off? It looks like they are planting, and the Chads are able to take the 10th round, putting them up to a 6-4. A lot of it came through at the very end there. Last 30 seconds were very hectic in this situation.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
All right, as we take our defense over to the CCTV, which they have held very well. Iron Mountain is going to put some holes in that wall. Again, that is just so the sound goes through properly, so Don has an easier time being that bandit trick, as long as he has the ability to do so. Justin, again, looks like he's AFK. Perfectly fine. Jack covering lower garage. Just make sure that the attackers are not able to open that up and get any weird angles onto the catwalks if somebody does plan on playing there. Justin, instruction. Right, the attackers are ready to go. Looks like we've got spawning in construction and some spawning on the other end of the map. Might be trying an extreme flank here. Maybe spawning main. And Aaron again playing that third line. Done a very good job so far getting walls open. But he's going to be droning for any lurkers, which it looks like we do have in the case of Sin. Sin playing the pool table again. It's a very good place for him to play downstairs where they might be entering onto the site, even though the site is the floor above. That is still an incredibly good place to play. He is going to be droned out, and somebody is holding his angle. Hammy pushing in, following that drone in to see if they can clear out this roamer. It looks like he's playing back by the strip. Hiding out in the bathroom. Knows that there's drones around him, but he is able to be picked off by Hammy, and that is their first line of defense down. The attackers are able to take most of the second floor. Unless Alex Coda is making a good push. Looks like he's just making a long hold on the second floor, but he's doing a very good job of it while holding these stairs. This is going to be how they're going to be taking, if they're going to take from construction, unless they want to hop in through a window. Fiber just accumulating goo mines over and over. It's going to be placing them in ways so the attackers have a hard time pushing. He's going to be holding these red stairs, which looks like they're going to be making peaks onto. This is going to make it extremely hard for Don to be able to effectively bandit trick here. And he's going to have to move off. This is going to allow Aaron to pick, but it looks like somebody had dropped. Justin playing on the lower stairs of the catwalks. This allows him to cover the bottom of red stairs, but it looks like they were able to get another pick there. Don covering his ground, but being picked off by that thermite charge. That opens the wall, and they are now able to make that default plan. Aaron holds the bomb and most of the control over the A site. I'm sorry, B site. Checking that catwalk, being able to take out one of those. Code is still making a long hold here, but he might have to head back to site here soon if the attackers are able to put their coordination together. Fiber still being able to hold those red stairs pretty effectively. Zephyr holds a really good angle if that Doc wants to hold back, but it looks like Doc was able to make the pick on him. And there's just one left. Can Aaron clutch this round and be able to make the plant? We'll see. Just holding an angle. They're listening for a call from a teammate to tell him what to do here. Doc's overcharged. Downstairs. Alex Coda is going to be running for service. Looks like he's going to be able to... Oh, and the Claymore's able to take him out. It looks like Aaron wasted too much time outside. And that is the win for Iron Mountain on the first match.